what do you think? I mean, outside of the fact that there's this very rich nation, traditionally, historically, that also has great ability, great skill, great belief in itself. But I mean, how did it turn itself around that much? How did it go from, lifting 250 million people out of poverty, highways and roads that are much better than anything in Europe, much faster, trains that go at speeds that are almost as fast as aeroplanes, huge, entire factories the size of cities. I mean, not cities but towns. I mean, this is just something that's a bit mind-boggling. How did that happen?
I know, it's a most extraordinary story. It really is. I think you capture it very well in what you just said, actually. I mean, if you go to China now, I've said this for a long time to people. I said, when you go to China, or if you go to China, you'll never ever see the world in the same way again. Never. Because the Western mind always has the West at the centre of it. And you go to China and you realise that actually we're not the centre of the world anymore. The centre of the world is somewhere around here. I mean, China's modernity now is well in advance, in my view, of anything in the West. Anything.
Now this one is going to bruise some egos. Jacques is basically telling the West to go sit in the corner. If it feels like the room is spinning, that's just the center of gravity shifting east. Sorry guys, the map doesn't revolve around London or DC anymore. Get a new globe. And when he talks about modernity, he's talking about physical reality. Look at the infrastructure. By the end of 2025, China's high-speed rail network exceeded 50,000 kilometers, over 31,000 miles, accounting for roughly 2/3 of the world's total network. The US has zero operational high-speed rail. Look at connectivity. By the end of 2025, China had installed over 4.83 million 5G base stations, with 5G networks covering 96% of their population. They now have over 1.2 billion 5G subscribers. Western cities are still struggling with dead zones on the subway, while Chinese cities are running fully integrated smart grids with AI and cloud computing. Their modernity isn't just in advance of the West, it's a completely different century.
But, this extraordinary innovation across such a wide, it's throwing up new companies all the time. Where there were none, there are now, larger and larger, more and more companies with extraordinary capacities for innovation. So how did this happen? I mean, I think one of the important things to understand about China is that, well, first of all, it's got an extraordinarily competent leadership. I mean, Chinese governance is hugely more advanced than what you get in America or what you get in Europe. They know how to run things. I mean, they're not a bunch of lawyers who are running the show, which is the kind of leaders we get here.
We used to get lawyers. Now we get people who are just trying to get votes and do funny stuff.
Now, to me, this is the ultimate burn. He's comparing Western leaders who are mostly professional talkers, liars, and vote seekers to people who actually know how to build things. It's technocracy versus reality TV. Look at the US Congress. Historically, up to 80% of Congress were lawyers, and today it's still around 40%. In the Senate, over 50% have law degrees. They are trained to argue, debate, and litigate. They are not trained to build, engineer, or execute. While the US is litigating the past, China is engineering the future. But it's not just lawyers. Let's talk about who else is running the show. The Epstein class. Remember those Epstein files? Over 6 million pages of documents released by the DOJ. Name 2 sitting US presidents, senators, billionaires, and cabinet-level figures as associates of a convicted trafficker. 8 Republican members of Congress actually voted against the Epstein Transparency Act in 2025. Let that sink in. They voted against transparency. These are the people setting policy, controlling budgets, and deciding the future of 330 million Americans. Not engineers, not scientists, lawyers and associates of Jeffrey Epstein. And what are the results of this lawyer-led system? The American Society of Civil Engineers just gave U.S. infrastructure a C grade in their 2025 report card, with transit and stormwater getting a D. Meanwhile, the U.S. Congress has an approval rating hovering between 10 and 15% in 2026. A staggering 86% of Americans disapprove of the job Congress is doing as of April 2026. One side builds 31,000 miles of high-speed rail. The other side holds a 3-year committee meeting to talk about it while their bridges collapse. Which one would you bet on?